This time on Animal Airport, Will comes to the aid of some shaken cats.
Well, these poor cats have probably been shuffled all around the place with turbulence.
Ross races against the clock to repack a shipment of tortoises.
Right size tortoise, right size pole.
And the Yark intercepts a post bag full of venomous, creepy crawlies. London Heathrow, one of the world's busiest airports. Every year, 500,000 flights arrive and depart, carrying 70 million human passengers and 40 million animals and fish. And while the humans report to passport control, the animals head to the Animal Reception Centre, known as the Ark. Every morning, staff must pick up animals from arriving flights. Ark rules say collections must happen within half an hour of a flight touching down, so the animals aren't left in their boxes for too long. Animal welfare is always top priority. On duty this morning, Animal Health Officer Will. 23-year-old Will has been working at the Ark for a year and a half. The daily collections are one of his favourite jobs.
I absolutely love driving on the airport. If I'm honest, it's one of the highlights of my job. I love the hustle and bustle of the airport. I really enjoy it.
Will's on his way to pick up 4 cats and a dog, arriving on a 5-hour flight from Egypt.
Egypt tend to actually put them in the back hold, so hopefully we should be able to get them fairly quickly.
But the animals are nowhere to be seen.
What's happened?
Mess up now.
Well, they've not loaded it up properly.
Eh?
They've not. Have they tied them down?
Yeah, they tied them down, but not the way that you expect it.
Can I have a look?
Have a look, but leave them up there, yeah?
That's not good. The cats here, there's one, the boxes are literally, they're not flat and they're not tied down at all, and these poor cats have probably been shuffled all around the place with turbulence. So I'm not happy with that.
After Will's taken photos to show his supervisors, the animals can be offloaded.
Hello, mate. Fluffy.
Fluffy the dog seems unfazed, but the cats have had a tougher time.
This is one I'm a bit concerned about because it's defecated in its... It's defecated in his box, which is not very nice.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Thank you. So is this one as well, actually. Whether that's due to the fact they've not been tied down and they've been shaken all over the place, I'm sure it didn't help.
4 cats and 1 dog in the van. Some more shaken than others, but all on their way to the safety of the Ark.
Sometimes you've got to ship your animals, whether it's you moving country or... I mean, you've got to do it sometimes, and it costs a lot of money. It's a lot of stress, it takes up a lot of time. And when things go wrong like this, it does. If I was doing it, I'd be fuming, if I'm honest.
At the Ark, 6 wooden crates en route from South Africa to Mexico await inspection. Checking the incoming shipment is 31-year-old Ark supervisor Ross.
Working with animals is really the only career that I've ever had. Animals fascinate me, and I couldn't imagine myself doing any other job.
The Ark checks all animals in transit through Heathrow. For large shipments, they look at a 10% sample. Lifting the lid reveals 109 tortoises.
Yeah,
So,
that was tiny.
so we're just checking they've not we're checking they've not been overpacked. So, like, with tortoises, obviously, bottom of the shell should be able to, obviously, they should all be able to sit flat. They shouldn't be able to climb on top of each other. So how they're packaged here is pretty good, actually.
These boxes look good, but Ross is also looking at the condition of the tortoises.
Got some shell damage on there, so they're not the best.
The more Ross looks, the worse it gets.
So I mean, look, see, he's really dehydrated as well, see?
Yeah.
See, his eyes not opening up, etc. So that's and he's absolutely free. Come on, mate, I need you to Go in for me, pal. He's dead.
Is he dead?
He's a goner.
Because of the condition of the tortoises, the usual 10% check won't suffice.
It's a matter of routine. We'll go through every box now just to see if there's any issues with any of the others. He's got a bit of discharge from his nose, eyes are not sharp.
The situation's become more serious. Deputy Manager Tristan has been called in.
They're not in the best condition generally, to be honest with you. Shut eyes, runny noses.
Almost looks as though they've been in transit for quite some time. There's hardly any feces or anything in the box.
They're not messed
they
a lot.
look quite dehydrated.
Oh God, some of the shells on the other ones are really bad.
Yeah, I would think that these have been well taken and kept for some time without food and water, and that's probably why there's a loss.
The team are worried that there are more dead, but the tortoises have been packed up for so long, it's hard to tell which ones are still alive.
Here's my suggestion. All out, soak them all.
All out.
Give them a chance to rehydrate, it'll be the best chance for them.
Warm water, yeah?
Bathing the tortoises in warm water will allow them to rehydrate and warm up. Reptiles are cold-blooded, and without an external heat source, can die from the cold.
Just obviously make sure the smaller ones are all right. They're not too much coverage, yeah?
Only time will tell how many tortoises will make it. Will's returned with the cats.
Plan is to get them out of their sky kennels as soon as possible. I mean, looking at all of them, it looks like they've all kind of defecated in their boxes. And this one seems very upset. He's very vocal, so we'll try and get them out as soon as possible.
The cats are travelling to the UK to be adopted, having been mistreated in Egypt.
Hello.
No. Right. He's a little bit mucky. He might well need a wash later on. I don't want to leave him like that.
After their traumatic experience, most of the cats need cleaning up. They're all happy to finally be out of their boxes.
Oh, stretchy stretch. He's a little bit wet, but he's clean, so he should be all right.
The cat's new owners are waiting patiently for news.
I'm coming to pick up Beige, a rescue cat from the Emro Centre in Cairo, Egypt. It's been a long process getting her. It's taken about 6 months. Seen a picture of her, because you've got to go through on the website and have a look which cat you fall in love with. And Beige was my first choice. And I said to my husband, can I have Beige for Christmas? He said, yeah. So I'm longing to see her.
But in their current state, the cats won't be the wonderful surprise their owners were hoping for.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
They need a wash first. For the tortoises, the outlook is improving.
They're doing all right now. They're perking up a little bit. A bit of warm water to help them warm their temperature up. Also, they can ingest some, get them a bit more rehydrated.
The warm bath has revitalised them. The team decides to allow the shipment to continue its journey to Mexico.
I mean, ideally, we'd let them soak for a lot longer, but it's better that they go to their destination, they can get unpackaged properly and sort of released, give them food, water, etc.
But after the unscheduled delay, the tortoises are running out of time to make their connecting flight.
I think their flight's roughly about 45 minutes. So we've got to warm them up, pack them all away, scrap the boxes, and get them on their way to the airport for the flight. It's quite a big job.
So they're just right-sized tortoise, right-sized hole.
Each one needs to be dried off and repacked. Ross has called in Shannon, Sian and Susie to help.
You can see they're a bit more active when they first got here. It's a good sign. Coming up like 2 minutes to 11, so sort of really need to get a move on now. Get them in now. Start doing the boxes up. Yeah, I think you've got the small ones, haven't you? The medium-ish ones are over here.
If only the team hadn't been in such a hurry to save the tortoises, they might have made a note of which one came from which box.
So, the trouble is, some of them were big, massive ones with little ones anyway, so I wouldn't...
Now they're faced with a giant jigsaw puzzle where all the pieces look the same.
See those, some of them, Shannon, are a bit tight, all right? See for that one? Yeah, so you just need to bear that in mind. There's some small ones in there. I've just had to do a bit of jiggery pokery there because some of these were sticking over the top. No, that's all right. The choice is they can't move, it don't matter. That's better. Come in.
Time is ticking away. The lorry to take the tortoises to their plane will be here any moment.
Yep. No worries. Right, let's start nailing on that one. Right, go for it. If you want to start on that one out there, Sharon, take that.
Which one, man? This one?
That one out there.
Oh.
I didn't actually realise, but these are going all the way to Mexico, actually, so... Probably good that we did get them out, actually.
And time has just run out.
Oh, my God! British Airways are here.
Thanks to the fast action of the ARC staff, only 2 tortoises died. The remaining 107 are on their way to Mexico. For the rescued cats, the time has come to meet their new owners.
I don't know if it's allowed.
You're right.
Hello.
Let's go bring the next one out for you.
Beautiful, thank you.
No worries.
You're beautiful, aren't you, Mummy?
And there's one more.
The owners are so happy with the staff at the ARC, they've bought them a present.
This was just from us to say thank you.
Oh, you didn't have to.
Yeah, well, I know, but we did.
Oh, thank you so much.
Don't let
I
it...
probably actually won't get to have any myself. They'd be demolished within a couple of hours. Thanks very much. That's brilliant. Thank you.
As the sun sets, there's no break in the workload for Will. Next on the list, a miniature donkey arriving from Moscow on its way to Florida.
I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I know what a donkey looks like, and I'm assuming a mini donkey's just the same as a donkey but smaller.
Will and Michelle are preparing a suitable stable for the miniature arrival.
Shavings mainly is the base to like absorb all the urine. They really absorb it, they keep him warm. And the hay's for something for him to munch on. Also, sometimes, if for example at home he's not used to shavings, he'd rather lay on some of that, so he'll just kick it himself and make himself a little bed in the corner, or it just depends what he's used to at home really. So if we give him the option, he's got a bit of best of both worlds, and it's nice and absorbent and warm from him on the concrete floor. So that's mainly why we share it out.
We've heard that the donkey quite likes a diet of hay, carrots and dry bread. So we'll leave that down for it and see if it likes it or not.
But there's a phone call from the airline with some unexpected information.
We found out that it's a circus donkey. I think it weighs a little bit more than we're expecting. I think it was 350 kilos, but that's including the box. I was picturing like a medium-sized dog. I don't think a medium-sized dog is 350 kilos though. But how big is he?
Quite huge.
A little bit bigger than I was expecting. That's not going to handle that, is it? No, we're going to have to.
The box isn't just heavier than they were expecting, it's longer, much longer. Too long for their forklift.
How did they get it on?
How did they get it on?
They had a longer version forklift.
We haven't got any of the equipment. Our forklifts are too small to lift them off. We can't push them onto the scissor lift. So we're just trying to find a way of how we can get this donkey off the back of the truck. We'll have to resort to us actually sending him back and having him put back into one of the little metal pallets.
The donkey's been stuck in its crate for 14 hours, and now the team has no choice but to send it back to the cargo terminal.
So the miniature donkey's gone back, and they're going to take him off the skids. They're going to put him in one of the metal pallets. He's going to be brought back again. So it's just waiting for his imminent re-arrival of the miniature donkey, the not-so-miniature donkey.
At the ARC, the not-so-miniature donkey, on her way from Moscow to Florida, has arrived back. This time on a bigger truck.
she's here safe and sound. It's been a long journey for everyone, so eager to get her out now.
After her 1,500-mile journey, Basinka the donkey can finally stretch her legs. After all the speculation, she is indeed slightly smaller than a full-size donkey.
Good girl.
And understandably, she's a little unsteady.
Good girl. Oh, let's stretch those legs. Come on. Last few steps. She's probably very confused, and 1 minute she was just in a box and now she's out in a stable.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Yeah, you know, you're munching on your hay first, aren't you?
Took a little longer than we expected, didn't it? But she's nice, she looks well, so. We've just made up her box for a flight later. So she'd be here resting for another few hours and then she'll be on her flight tomorrow. For another 8 hours to Miami. There you go. Job's done.
As Will and Michelle head home, the night shift carries on the 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week work of the Animal Reception Centre. A new day brings a new challenge for ARC member Mel.
I've never been on the airport, and I've been in this job for 3 years. So it's a bit like, airport.
24-year-old Mel has only just passed her driving test. The next stage of her training will be learning to drive the ARC vans around the airport.
The airport,
like driving on a road.
Fellow Animal Health Officer Grace is taking Mel airside for the first time.
Excited / scared because I don't like airplanes. Don't even like looking at them. Do you have to drive on the runways?
You have to go over crossings, yeah. Only taxiways, not runways.
Okay.
You will get hit by a plane then. You'll see, we'll go over one and I'll show you how non-scary it is.
Oh, there's a plane! I don't like planes. Did you used to get lost? Did you get lost? Have you been lost?
Get lost a little bit, yeah. Once you know Terminal 1 and 2 are over here, and Terminal 3 is that way, and Terminal 4 is the other side, you just follow your way.
So where does our wee doggy be? Do they just leave him on the floor somewhere, or how does it work?
Shouldn't do. It should be on the, it'll be in hold 5, which is the back hold.
Yeah.
See where that guy in orange is?
Yeah.
Should be in there.
Both dogs have already been offloaded.
Yeah, is this both Cyprus or?
Yeah, just them
yeah?
two. Yeah.
Do you mind holding that?
With Mel, a puppy called Leia.
This is a little mini pin. Miniature pincer. Resembles the Doberman pincer. They always say the Doberman pincer is the massive version and this is the teacup version.
2 dogs on board, it's off back to the ARC. The Heathrow Mail Centre screens all packages arriving on international flights and intercepts anything suspicious. They think these may contain live animals. They brought them to the experts. And the man who knows the most is General Manager Rob.
This is the second lot we've had, actually. Customers have brought them over, they found them in the mail. The guy has been contacted previously and hasn't ordered them. And this other second lot's turned up, so we'll just see what there is. But obviously, if it's the same sort of things as last time, they're not the sort of things that should be put in the post.
The other packages contained live scorpions and poisonous centipedes.
So we've got scorpion in a bag, in a box.
There are nearly 2,000 species of scorpion, but invertebrates are one of Rob's specialities.
These are heterometers. They're not particularly dangerous as far as scorpions go. It was the centipedes that are more concerned than these. So we'll see what we've got.
The first 4 packages all contain this species of scorpion, but there are 4 more to go.
Well, all scorpions are venomous, but it's... I don't think you want to get stung by any of them, but they're not like some of the sort of African species we get, which are potentially nasty.
The numbers are stacking up. Rob could do with some help.
Right, what's that?
Well, I just might need fielding. In case anything gets out, you have to catch it. This one is making a bid for freedom. It's quite a big one as well. Although he's decided he wants to go back now. So I'd say we've got a couple of species here, at least, because these are all black. Whereas the other ones have got yellow legs. I mean, if you bring them in properly, you know, you can bring them in. Nothing against bringing them in. And they are pet trade animals. You know, a lot of scorpions, a lot of these scolopendra things are brought in for the pet trade.
12 scorpions so far. But Rob's worried about this larger box. Could it be something more dangerous?
These might be scolopendras because the box is bigger. And these centipedes, that's what they are big beasties. Not convinced these are in a bag, in a box. Right. All right, we've got more scorpions. They haven't stayed in their bag.
15 live venomous scorpions and 2 dead ones, successfully intercepted. The Ark will look after them till homes can be found. Mel and Grace have returned with the 2 dogs from Cyprus. First out of the van, the miniature pincer puppy, Leia.
Come on in. Oh, you're so small. Hi. Come on in. She was only born in October, so she's very young. And we're hoping that she passes, because if they're this young, a lot of the time their paperwork isn't right.
It's illegal to transport dogs till they're 8 weeks old. This dog looks a bit on the small side. In the office, Mel is checking Leia's passport.
So we'll just have a look for her date of birth and everything in here and see if it all matches up, make sure she's old enough for entry into the country. I'm not really an expert on dog breeds and what they should look like at that age, but for it to have been born in October, I would have expected her to be a little bit bigger, but then she could be a miniature version of a min pin. It's a mini pin, it's hard because they're really little dogs. I mean, they're not much bigger than chihuahuas. And I've seen 4-month chihuahuas that are like this big. Especially now that they're breeding, you know, the teacup versions of these as well. They just keep getting smaller and smaller. I don't know why anybody wants a dog that small, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. I wouldn't have a dog that small.
Till they're 8 weeks old, puppies still have antibodies inherited from their mother. This would prevent a rabies vaccination from working. So to keep rabies out, the UK has to keep puppies out. But Leia's paperwork is given the all clear. Good news for her owners, who are waiting to collect her.
I'm playing football in Cyprus in second division team, and it's like, it's a bit lonely there because I don't drive, so I got the dog as company. When I left her in the cargo depot in Cyprus, she was barking a lot, and this is first time her flying.
Here she is. Little tiny thing. Oh.
The scorpions intercepted in the post have been taken in by a local wildlife park. And Basinko, the miniature donkey, arrived in Florida. She's settled into her new role in the circus.